Welcome to another episode, everyone. Spody Face and Aunt Hefe attack Doughboy, the newest No Jumper host, as a bootlicker, an ass kisser, kissing up to Adam 22. But then Adam tries to wiggle his way out of the fact that he is the one that attacked Aunt Hefe. He puts it all on Spody Face. No Jumper is imploding. They are imploding. I believe they just fired Tam from the show. They are imploded. Fired Poetic Flacco, fired Tam. Wack just went crazy. Man, check this out.
And Hefe put out a video called Adam 22, you got to stop this faking, and Doughboy, I don't even know you. I don't care what you find disrespectful.
That's the name of the video.
That is the name of the video. And Hefe, obviously, his way of titling his videos is, well, actually, this is from his perspective. Sometimes he'd be titling videos from like the perspective of the person whose video he's reacting to. But let's fire this up.
87.6 and later on down the
wait. I feel like we got to get to the part. All right, here we go. This is the part that Aunt Hefe wasn't feeling.
No ass to do no bootlicking, bro. I do me, bro. Either they F with it or they don't, and it's just that. But we about to get into this content and what was said and what I'm talking about, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And y'all already know, man. It's the Hef way and the Hef effect. We gonna commentate.
Your head doesn't get hot. My ears be getting sweaty.
That's like, it crushes my ears and eventually it starts to hurt. So I have to
it makes me know I'm in a show. I love it.
Yeah, it keeps you locked in, engaged. I can see that.
When I'm like sitting there on stream by myself for hours and hours, it really starts to crank against my freaking ears and it feels
Talking about how we don't like wearing headphones.
terrible. We are 15 minutes late. Shout out to everybody who's here. Munchie B is entering the building momentarily.
And actually, this is from the bonus pod that we did on Thursday.
This ain't even. Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, this isn't from yesterday. This is from Thursday pod. Yeah.
It dropped yesterday. Type shit.
Spody Face, very much involved in his phone right now. Also eating a big plastic jug of pineapple.
Why do you niggas be
that's
on the
good.
podcast?
All right, good. You can hold him to the flame.
Stop.
Because
it's your podcast.
He be doing all kinds of crazy
I
stuff.
fuck with Aunt Hefe too, but bro, stop eating pumpkin seeds on the podcast. Not get me
Somebody had to
entitled.
say it.
Be professional, bro.
That is professional, bro.
No, it's not.
That's our sweat.
That is professional.
You can do it.
Okay.
He said, "Stop eating pumpkin seeds."
I don't want to let's just watch the whole thing so we can.
That's our swag. That's right. I'm starving getting up here. Let's talk about that.
He driving for like mad long to get here with a perfectly big bag of Doritos.
Just saving it.
And then he gets on the pod and starts eating the Doritos. I'm like, you could eat those in the car. The car's the perfect place to eat the Doritos.
I'll be getting it from the gas station right there.
But can I say that though? It irks me. That is poor podcasting.
Wow.
Don't eat on the pod.
Go
bro.
in. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think it
And
matters.
I fuck with you, Aunt Hefe. I'm a fan of your shit.
What, F words?
Oh, okay. I mess with you, Aunt Hefe, but come on, stop eating pumpkins. It'd be all over his lips and stuff.
He be sleeping sometimes. But he comes in with like different.
Y'all gonna have with.
I know what you're going to get with Aunt
Facts.
Hefe.
When Aunt Hefe's like in his like joyous mood, like energetic, that's like top tier podcasting. I'm not gonna lie. That's when Aunt Hefe's in his best form. When he's like feeling a little, he wants to play around, make some jokes.
But Aunt Hefe, it does kind of try to like sometimes get like an argument off that it's kind of hard to believe that he's even actually trying to get this argument off. Like
For the record, that criticism is more applicable to Spody Face than Ant by a long shot.
No, it definitely is.
You are the king.
Then why did you say Aunt Hefe? You didn't say Spody Face. You said Aunt Hefe. Because Spody Face was sitting right there next to you when you were saying this, eating his bowl of pineapples. Even as Doughboy was complaining about the eating on the podcast, Spody Face continued to eat his pineapples without a care in the world. But he was sitting right next to Adam as he is now. And so Adam directed all of that vitriol towards Aunt Hefe. Said everything he said about Aunt Hefe. Never know what you're going to get from him, his argument, policies. He went on to say he falls asleep on the podcast, all of this stuff. Aunt Hefe had to go on his channel and defend himself right there against these accusations. And now Adam is saying, that's really more applicable to Spody Face. That's not what you said, bro. You put it on Aunt Hefe. You said all the stuff about Aunt Hefe. Now that Aunt Hefe is sitting right there next to you, you say, well, really not you, Aunt Hefe. It's Spody Face. Oh.
Of cooking up an argument that has no ground in reality. That being said, okay, I feel like actually most of the criticism that we're like throwing out here right now applies largely to Spody Face,
It
but then
can't.
Ant caught a few strays in it as well. So, okay.
He said, not Spody Face.
I just want to clarify first that I feel like, listen, we all love Anhefe. We all appreciate what Anhefe brings to the podcast, but nobody is above criticism. And there are things that, while understandable, do deserve a little bit of ribbing. Like, for instance, podding with a mouthful of sunflower seeds. Falling asleep on the podcast. Obviously, I think you've been doing a lot better in that regard. But, you know, these are things. And hey, Doughboy, kind of a cop, kind of coming on the pod and just laying the law down, letting everybody know how he thinks things should be. Keep in mind,
swear to God.
this is the same Doughboy that was damn near calling Spody Face out his name and letting Spody Face know that he thinks you ain't blah, blah, blah. And you start hitting him with the J word, boo, and all this other crazy stuff. That's the same version of Doughboy that was doing battle right
First of all, he never called me on my name. He never was, no, we not going to do that. But
He said, how long did you do? He said, 12 years. I hate that for you.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I said, blood. This nigga's
Doughboy's definitely coming in as a pod porter. You know what I'm saying?
A pad what?
A pod porter. You
What's
know
a pod porter?
Trustee. One of them trustees. You know what I'm saying?
I was in prison. Tell me what that means.
No, it's the pod porter, like the people that they got running around. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure everything in order. But I
basically a teacher's pet type shit.
Yeah, I ain't really worried about that.
What if that's not it, and what if he actually just has opinions about what is good or bad podcasting, similar to myself, and that because it doesn't seem like he's like saying that because he thinks that I'm going to agree with it. It seemed to me like he was just.
I definitely do.
He doesn't even know. I don't think Doughboy watches the podcast enough to know that that's stuff that and also I feel like I have really consistently not talked about stuff like the sunflower seeds because I understand it's a really long podcast. Sometimes I'll have a Cliff Bar on deck just so that I can power up part way through. We do give you a little bit of a hard time about the Doritos in particular because you're just chewing into the mic and you come in with the Cool Ranch bag.
Not Cool Ranch.
Bonus sized Cool Ranch bag.
The ops getting Cool Ranch.
You be crinkling the bag into the mic.
Man, listen.
Crinkle.
So to be fair, if you think Doughboy don't watch the podcast,
tripping.
I'm not saying you don't watch it at all.
I mean, if you think he don't, you know what I'm saying? He got a whole nother basketball title on him last night. So
I think Doughboy, he's observant. He's very observant.
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to, you know. He's shooting his shot to, you know, be the next in line, I guess. You know?
But why are you just invalidating his opinion and making it like it has to just be that he's glazing the 22 stick?
Because my personal opinion, why are you worried about me and Aunt Hefe?
But I would say
ain't got nothing. You didn't bring the subject up. He just came out the blue with it.
On almost any podcast, eating chips or seeds or whatever it may be directly into the mic would stand out quite a bit.
But it's not no ordinary podcast.
It's just kind of funny because Spody Face's critique of him and joke he just made when he called him a pod porter. I definitely
don't eat seeds into the mic. And most of the time I'm over here eating my seeds, I don't even be talking.
Yeah.
That's the funny part.
Is they pumpkin seeds or pollen seeds?
Pumpkin seeds.
But there's definitely been times where I've been sitting here watching you talking to the mic and seeing the seeds sort of creeping from your lip down over your teeth. And I'm just like thinking about it from my perspective that like the fans are going to think that you have like jagged bonus additional teeth that are kind of like sticking over your teeth. And listen, again, it's not something that I like bring up every time I notice it, but it does kind of stand out at least a little bit.
No, but it's just funny that Spody Face called him a pod porter.
Yeah,
because earlier I called him a hall monitor. I said the same fucking thing.
Bro, worry about yourself. You know what I'm saying? If Adam ain't saying nothing, nigga, worry about yourself, bro. Shout out to Doughboy.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like,
you worried about somebody else programming what other niggas got going on.
Ain't nobody above criticism, but I feel like this. Like, if it's something that you dislike or is bothering you, should speak on it. Like, we all up here at this eat. It ain't like one person doing something that the next person ain't doing. He acting like a up here with a Big Mac special, dipping motherfucking
Lush has hanging days.
Like, man, what?
I had like a few pieces of sushi earlier. I had some wings, whatever. You feel me?
You on the Sigil Cult diet. Okay, but I mean, I don't think that I said anything that I haven't said to your face so that I wouldn't joke around about normally. Like, you know, obviously the sleeping.
No, you said something about the sleeping. But
I felt like the sleeping was a thing at a point.
You ain't said that, like, the shit that you was said, I've never heard none of that from you. Like,
you said something about the balls. You said something about
like sleeping, that is like so last year, like the shit you was saying, like you said, like most of the shit you was saying, y'all be saying to Spody Face, like I ain't heard none of this shit from you, bro.
I mean, the one thing that I said that I guess I could see you being offended by or like feeling away about is that I said with Aunt Hefe, you don't really know where you're going to get. And I just meant that in the sense that like sometimes Aunt Hefe comes on here very, very high energy. And sometimes Aunt Hefe comes on here and might kind of be texting for an hour and a half. And, you know, I was like, and sometimes, you know, your head might kind of drop down and might get a few Z's. Like, and sometimes I don't even catch it. And I'll like see people pointing it out on the Reddit. I'll be like, oh, damn, I didn't see that.
But I don't even, but this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How y'all telling another when he sleep? That's this shit.
On the camera.
Like, nigga, no, I had some glasses on. I had my head down like this, looking at my phone. Oh, he sleep again. He's on the pod, sleep again. Like, what the fuck?
But even if you're not sleeping, if you seem like you might be sleeping,
I'm asleep.
Oh, yeah, no.
I accused Munchie of sleeping yesterday, and he wasn't asleep.
No, I wasn't asleep. I was listening to old girl. She was saying some. I was hearing her out.
But you were just tapped in on Glamazon in general.
Yeah, I was trying to hear her out.
You were feeling her vibes.
She thought she was glazing you.
I don't know. Like I said, No Jumper is somewhat imploding. I mean, I think Adam 22 is taking this chance right here, taking this opportunity to address some of the issues that he does have with Aunt Hefe. As Aunt Hefe just alluded to, he's never heard any of this before, other than the part about him sleeping, and that is so last year. Other than that, he hasn't heard any of the stuff that Adam was saying on the prior podcast when he was castigating Aunt Hefe. I don't know if he was necessarily castigating him, but he had some negative criticism, or you can say constructive criticism, whatever. He had some criticisms of Aunt Hefe and his eating habits and all of that. But Aunt Hefe said he had never said this before, that he had always spoke about it with Spody Face, as he just tried to put it all on Spody Face right now, did Adam 22. But it seems like Adam is also taking his time to say, you know, I could have been saying something about this, you know, or the fact that you got your head down, you know, sleeping for half the time, or sometimes you come in with high energy. That's what I meant. He said, you know, you could have took offense. You could have took umbrage to really only one thing that I said, and that's when I said that you never know what you're going to get from Aunt Hefe when he comes in. But then he says to justify that statement, that all I meant was sometimes you'll be high energy and contribute to the podcast, and other times you just hear not saying nothing for an hour and a half, texting on your phone or have your head down with your glasses on, at least appearing to be asleep. But that's not what Adam said before when he criticized Aunt Hefe. It wasn't about him having high energy on some days and not on other days. That's not why he had made the statement on that day, on that podcast, that you never know what you're going to get from Aunt Hefe. Because he went on when he said that you never know what you're going to get from Aunt Hefe, and told a story about, he says that Aunt Hefe tries to defend stuff and defend positions that you can't defend, that are not defendable, basically. So it was not about him having high energy one day and not having high energy another, even though I'm sure that would be an issue, but that's not what he addressed in that moment. But it's his story. He's getting some of this stuff off of his chest, is what Adam is doing.
My whole thing to Doughboy is, man, shout out to Doughboy. I think he dope, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think you guys conspired on some content.
Yeah, we definitely discussed. That was organic and that was natural. You know what I'm saying? But
do you see how distressed Doughboy was about it? For sure, that was
he keep on bringing it. Yeah, with you. How many times you gonna say it, nigga? If you with a nigga, you ain't got to keep on saying it. Just say what time and leave it. I fuck with you though, but you this, but you that. How many times you gonna say it? My nigga heard you the first time. Trying to get a point across that bad.
My whole thing though is that there's been people on the podcast over the years where it felt like we didn't really get into the meat and potatoes of the conversations that maybe made sense to have with them, because this podcast is a mixture of turned down non-affiliates like myself, as well as real members. Shout out to all the members like Aunt Hefe and Munchie B, etc., who can be kind of intimidating to certain people. And there's people that I can think of in the past where, think about that, like in the past, I've expressed remorse because of the fact that when Big Ski was on the podcast on a consistent basis, that we didn't really have some of the conversations that would have really made sense to have with Big Ski because we were all afraid that he was going to murder us. And I have kind of vowed.
You felt that way, Les?
Nah.
I think you are lying because you were afraid to die.
Also.
Don't speak for Les like that.
Fuck? That's a ridiculous.
Listen, you weren't there during the Big Ski era. You were in prison. But this was a dude who seemed like if you said the wrong thing to him, that he might take your life.
Bro, he was so nice. He was like the friendly
until he got mad, and then it was weird.
Yeah, but I never seen that side of him. Like my whole thing being over there because I wasn't there that much when Big Ski was.
Okay.
Like when
your era didn't overlap with him too much.
Nah, but he was like when I first was working for No Jumper, he was security, and so he was the one that he was super chill, and he would chop it up with me when I went over there. So I was like, oh, okay, Big Ski, hella cool. So no, I didn't think bro was gonna possibly kill me. I thought he was protecting me.
Okay, I never thought he was gonna kill me, but I did think that if I asked him like straight up stuff on camera, that it would get awkward, or even like not to make it about AD because obviously AD was not giving off like some vibe like he was gonna hurt anybody or anything, but there were things that you would like kind of call AD out about on the podcast level, and he would kind of just like be on some gangster shit and like just start talking in circles, and you'd be like, oh, okay, this is awkward. Like maybe I'm just not going to bring this up anymore. Because
I don't know who they talking about. I don't know who this dude Big Ski is that had Adam thinking that he could take his life if he confronted him. You know, all of these individuals pick and choose who they want to criticize and who they want to confront. Here, Adam is admitting that this individual, Big Ski, had him scared to death, shaking in his socks, in his New Balances. But you attacking Aunt Hefe, you ain't got no problem with telling Spody Face that all this criticism is really directed at him, should have really been directed at him, not you, Aunt Hefe, my bad. It was really at Spody Face, even though that's not what I said at that time. I said your name and mentioned you. All of these individuals here, man, you know, this new dude, Moose, and as I said, I think they didn't let Tam go. Situations they be having going on with Jalise, and it's just a lot going on at No Jumper. Poetic Flacco out of there, Whack 100 exploding. We'll see how No Jumper recovers, or, you know, how they try to bounce back and win back the public, because it's typically a huge podcast.
He's just like getting mad at me for like saying anything critical like off camera with the pod. Like me and Josh had like a meeting with AD one time about the podcast kind of sucking, and he basically just like ranted to us for like 20 minutes about how the podcast was actually really good, and like it was weird.
Well, yeah, I think also beyond AD specifically, but just if when people haven't really been around that, I guess it could have a different accent to him. Like, oh, this guy's big and he's from a gang. Maybe he's going like trip if you get mad. So I can understand if you haven't been around that, you know. But
go ahead,
that's it.
No, for the record, man, look, I'm not trying to scare nobody. I don't want nobody to be scared of me. I'm not trying to be no menacing presence and none of that. Like, I just think, you know, any man don't want to be disrespected. Like, I'm not trying to have nobody not be who they are. Shit, be who you are. Like, hey, any real man just command respect. Like, that's it.
Yeah, but mind your business, though. Man, don't come in trying to be pointing out stuff and doing mind your business.
Okay, but
like, if I'm doing something disrespectful, like even in the and I'm a mindful, like even if I'm doing something respectful, even if you felt me falling asleep on this disrespectful, that's something you could pull me up on. I'm not gonna be mad about, like, oh, what you mean I'm sleep? Like, hey, Hefe, like, you know, we pod, you know, you kind of, oh yeah, for sure, boom, I got you. That ain't nothing I'm gonna be mad about. You feel me? Because it makes sense. You feel me? Like, hey, you know, we pod and you up here like this, but
is it hit different with somebody that you just?
I'm not even talking about Adam. I'm not.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I ain't talking about. I don't even. Like I don't know, bro. I'm not mad at him either. I ain't no problem with him either. But I don't even know, bro. We ain't even met, so like, really, what he's saying, I really don't even give a bro, because we ain't even met, bro. Yeah, I ain't even met, bro. So I don't
that's
give
what
a
he's saying. He coming in like, man, I don't like the fact that you eat policies. You know what I'm saying? Pumpkin seeds on the set, young man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, policy.
That's just talk, bro. That's what you know. It's content.
Hey, you know what I believe though? You know you're a comedian, right?
Yes.
So I think he real. A lot of that shit just he be contenting.
Yeah, but he can't get mad when somebody fired back. You know what I'm saying?
So he has been on the receiving end of a lot of firing,
working
for sure.
Like, what is you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I could have been fired because, like I said, I've been hearing all type of shit and don't even know it, but I just keep my comments to myself because I don't even know dudes. You feel me?
Yeah, they putting the gay shit on them.
I just keep my comments. That's just the type of dude I am. Bro.
I think they was the thing is my biggest critique right now of Doughboy is I think is super disingenuous to act like you're being victimized when you were actually trying to hit a lick on Spody Face. You was trying.
It's disingenuous, not disingenuine. Jeez. Man, I had just about enough of these guys already. I can only take, so I got to take it in doses. As I'm sure you all do. We can only take so much, right? But here you go. There you have it. I mean, well, I guess I'll play a little bit more. See, but they on Doughboy's head, saying Doughboy is a bootlicker, that he should not come in running his mouth, that he's kissing up to Adam. And, Ant says he doesn't care what Doughboy has to say. They call him Doughboys, not necessarily spelled Doughboy. I guess it's pronounced Doughboy. But and they say that he has allegations on him, zesty allegations, Doughboy. I mean, yeah. I don't think it's an allegation. That's just what it is. What the hell? Okay, so they say they ain't put that out on him. So let me know what you think in the comments. They don't want Doughboy speaking on them. Yeah, they saying they don't want Doughboy coming in and no jumper. You just started working there because you won a contest, whatever, however he got there. He's there now. He's a part of the team. Nevertheless, they said they don't want him speaking on them and that his opinion doesn't matter. But does it? And should it? He's new to the podcast, and if he's saying things and trying to do things, implement things that's going to improve the podcast, that I don't know that it will, but if he's saying you shouldn't be sleeping and eating on the podcast, and this is what Adam has been wanting to say the whole time anyway, apparently. But, some people feel like he just put Doughboy up to saying it because this is something that Adam, as we can see, has been having on his chest. But Doughboy just expressed it. He just voiced it. And if he feels like this will clean up No Jumper or help the podcast with individuals being more professional, not drinking, not getting high on the podcast, not eating, not sleeping, etc., then is he wrong for voicing that? If he's saying, I'm on this podcast now and I want to see it go to another level. I want to help it. And, my job is to help improve the podcast. This is what Adam asked me to do. How can we improve the podcast? And some of it is going to be this right here, cleaning up this sort of stuff. So I'm here to call it out. I don't know. They're not happy about it, as we can see. They're saying, again, Doughboy is a Tom, a bootlicker, and that he's kissing up to Adam. Some have said the same thing about the new individual Moose. But No Jumper seems to be going through a phase, if nothing else, some sort of transition. Apparently this happens often on the show, often enough where individuals come in, host, and end up leaving for whatever reason. But they end up being successful starting their own podcast. Every individual there already has their own podcast, including us, I believe. So, I don't know, but No Jumper seems to be going through something. We'll continue to follow and see how all of this stuff breaks, because Doughboy has come in there and really ruffled some feathers. Doughboy has come in there, and that could be part of the reason that they let Tam go and Poetic Flacco, everything, thinking they got Doughboy in there now. He come in ruffling feathers. He going viral for some of the stuff he's saying, attacking individuals, going back and forth with individuals here on No Jumper, and wants to be the main guy, apparently. And Hefe said he got No Jumper tattooed on him. What the hell? So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. They on his head. And we'll see where it goes from here. They say he's no good. He's bad people's. That he's a kiss up and that they don't respect him, basically. And they don't respect his opinion. And that he should not come in saying anything since he's new to the podcast. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Stay safe and stay free, people.